Hello everyone, for today's video we are going to look at what I think are the most likely movies to get nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. We are at the end of September and the Oscar season is right upon us. Not to say that the months leading to this were not important, we have movies from the past few months that I do think will make the Best Picture nominations. But now is the time when those smaller movies start to take over, when we get those hidden gems and the real frontrunners to win the Oscars. I still wanted to give my early predictions for the Best Picture category. I'm sure there will be a few changes by the time we reach December or January, but here are what I think are the 10 movies that will make the Best Picture Oscar nominations. Number 10, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. Not only do I think that Across the Spider-Verse will win the Best Animated Feature, but I also think it will get nominated for the Best Picture category. The reason I have it at number 10 is because a lot of the smaller movies are gaining steam. And in case we get a lot of surprises in the next 3 months, it might miss out. But this is right now my second favorite movie of the year. And maybe it's my personal bias, but I have to put Across the Spider-Verse as the 10th movie that just gets in the Best Picture category. Across the Spider-Verse is right up there with Empire Strikes Back and The Dark Knight, a movie that elevated its franchise beyond the first movie, bringing in complex emotions and darker themes, while making us salivate for the final movie of an iconic trilogy. In many ways, Across the Spider-Verse surpassed Into the Spider-Verse, the most significant of which was in the box office, where it nearly doubled its revenue. It is one of the most profitable movies of the year, as it was smartly budgeted at around $100 million and made close to $700 million. Moreover, the number of theories and prediction videos that are coming out for the third movie Beyond the Spider-Verse just gets to show how beloved this franchise is. It's been a while since I saw a comic book movie generate so much buzz online, with its theories and predictions on how the franchise would end. It's always rare to see a comic book movie in the Best Picture category, but I believe the Academy increased its nominations to 10 because of movies like Across the Spider-Verse. And personally, it would be a shame to leave it out. Again, there are a lot of movies that I haven't seen yet, but it's hard to see 9 other movies top this masterpiece. Number 9, Anatomy of a Fall. Anatomy of a Fall is actually a French thriller directed and co-written by Justin Triet. It is about a writer trying to prove that she didn't kill her husband, while the only witness to his death is their blind son. The movie is about the moral dilemmas between a mother and her son. Anatomy of a Fall currently has an amazing Rotten Tomato score of 98%. The plot of the movie is so intriguing. I love movies about moral dilemmas where there are conflicts between the main characters and you don't know who to root for, as all of them are right in their own way. This kind of stuff is right up my alley. This looks like a proper thriller with powerful performances all around, and international cinema is being recognized and appreciated with each passing year. The only bummer is that this movie was not submitted as France's choice for the best international feature, which is so puzzling. I find it insane that the movie that is on everyone's radar as one of the movies that can potentially get a nomination in the Best Picture category is now ineligible to get nominated even in the international feature category. I saw this with Triple R last year and it did not make through. Although I think Anatomy of a Fall has a better chance than Triple R, this definitely hurts its chances. But I really am rooting for this movie. Number 8, The Zone of Interest. The Zone of Interest is a German movie directed by Jonathan Glazer and is about the commandant of the concentration camp Auschwitz and his wife striving to build a dream life for their family in a house and garden next to the camp. Again, the plot sounds so disturbing. It's about a commandant who was responsible for the death of millions, yes, millions. I always find movies about the Holocaust both depressing yet intriguing as it reflects on the millions of people who participated in it. We like to think that if we were in their shoes, we would be the heroes and we would save them all. But human beings are selfish creatures. We care about our families first and then others. There are heroes, but very few. I like to deep dive into these ideas, and The Zone of Interest is a movie that I'm looking forward to. The Zone of Interest was selected to compete for the Palme d'Or, the biggest prize at the Cannes Film Festival, and received a 6-minute standing ovation. This is being released by A24, one of the smaller studios out there, but who seem to know what they are doing, often making movies on a tight budget and making a profit out of it, while keeping the standards relatively high. That is a tough balance to strike. Again, this is a German movie, and that means I already have 2 international movies competing for the Best Picture Oscar. But these international movies are generating a lot of buzz these days, and I'm all for the Oscars recognizing them. Number 7, Barbie. Barbie is guaranteed to get nominated for a lot of the technical categories like production design, costume, and makeup. It is also guaranteed to get into the best screenplay category and the best supporting actor category. And as of now, Margot Robbie is on almost everyone's list as well in the Best Actress category. I have absolutely no reason to believe that Barbie won't get a nomination in the Best Picture category as well. I'm actually very confident that it will get in. This one is almost a shoe-in actually. It was directed by one of the great directors working today in Greta Gerwig, and while I'm not the biggest fan of Barbie, Barbie has become a cultural phenomenon and clearly many people love it. It will probably end up being the biggest movie of the year. It has crossed $1.4 billion. It is the most talked about movie of the year and a movie that made women feel something. Make no mistake, Barbie transcends the big screen. It is about self-discovery and explores the themes of patriarchy and feminism. And this is coming from a person who did not even like the movie. I can still get behind it though, and that is what I love about the Oscar season and the differing opinions and discussions. This list does not reflect my top 10 movies of the year. It is about the movies that are most likely to get nominated. Do I think Barbie will win the Best Picture Oscar? Probably not. But will I think it will get the nomination? Definitely yes. Director and co-writer Greta Gerwig has been a favorite of the Academy as her previous two movies, Lady Bird and Little Women, both received Best Picture nominations. There is a lot of goodwill for Barbie in multiple above and below the line categories, which will make sure it gets a Best Picture nomination. Number 6. Past Lives. The drama Past Lives, about a reunion of two childhood friends separated by immigration. Decades later, they are reunited for one fateful week as they confront love, destiny, and the choices that make a life. The most talked about movie of the Sundance Film Festival was Past Lives. It is directed by Celine Song, who is a strong contender for both the Best Screenplay category and the Best Director category. And Greta Lee could also make her way into the Best Actress race. It is one of those early releases that can lose momentum, as people usually forget about the movies that came out in the first half of the year. Most movies striving for the Oscars tend to get released in the last 3 months of the year, especially the smaller movies. The question becomes, can Past Lives survive the onslaught of festivals and premieres to be remembered by the time the Oscar rolls? Well, the reigning Best Picture champion, Everything Everywhere All at Once, did just that at the Oscars. Now, do I think Past Lives can win like Everything Everywhere? Probably not. I think getting the nomination would be the win for this movie. It has very strong critics and audience scores and has everything going for it. All it needs is to remind everyone that it exists so that the Academy does not forget about it while voting. Number 5. The Holdovers. The Holdovers stars the amazing Paul Giamatti as an instructor that nobody likes. He becomes the warden of the students stuck at a university during the Thanksgiving break. He soon forms an unlikely bond with a brainy but damaged troublemaker and the school's head cook, a woman who just lost a son in the Vietnam War. It is directed by Alexander Payne, who makes his return as a director after 2017's disappointing Downsizing. The Holdovers looks like that small contained film that has a simple story, mostly driven by its characters. In many ways, it's similar to Green Book and Coda. Simple crowd-pleasing movies that bring the magic of movies in simple ways. I love these kinds of movies where I'm just immersed in the characters. There might not be a lot going on in the movie in terms of the story or the plot, and for many people it might be boring, but there is nothing better than watching characters you love just interact with each other. In terms of its chances, the movie got a significant boost after placing in the top 3 at the Toronto International Film Festival. TIFF is one of the most important film festivals in signifying the Best Picture contenders at the Academy Awards. Since 2012, every People's Choice winner at TIFF has gone on to score a Best Picture nod. The first runner-up in TIFF this year goes to Alexander Payne's The Holdovers. In addition, Paul Giamatti is generating Best Actor buzz for his performance. All in all, I think The Holdovers has all the momentum and should get in the Best Picture nomination. Number 4. American Fiction. I just mentioned how important the Toronto International Film Festival is when I was talking about the runner-up in the People's Choice Award, The Holdovers. But the movie that actually won that prestigious award was American Fiction. A movie about a frustrated novelist who's fed up with how the establishment profits from black entertainment that relies on tired and offensive tropes. To prove his point, he uses a pen name to write an outlandish black book of his own, a book that propels him to the heart of the hypocrisy and madness he claims to disdain. Again, the plot sounds so interesting. A man becomes something he loathes. Come on. That is just so interesting, and seeing how people are reacting to this movie in the festival circuits, this is among the favorites to get nominated for Best Picture. Just to reiterate how important TIFF is, 14 of the last 15 recipients have achieved a Best Picture nomination and 5 have taken home the prize. It is one of the most vital predictors of the award season successes. In past years, Best Picture winners like Green Book and Nomadland made a winning stop at TIFF before getting the Oscar wins. Other TIFF Audience Award recipients such as The Fabelmans, Belfast, Jojo Rabbit, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, and La La Land are among the movies that went on to receive nominations. And that's why it's surprising that Cord Jefferson's directorial debut, American Fiction, is the winner. It is not often that your debut movie is winning at the film festivals. Additionally, I expect the movie to get nominations in the Best Actor category and the Best Adapted Screenplay category as well. Number 3. Poor Things. Every movie that Yorgos Lanthimos directs automatically becomes an Oscar favorite. Upon its screening at the Venice Film Festival, the movie has been among many of the major categories. It is Yorgos Lanthimos' follow-up to The Favourite from 2018. If you don't remember, The Favourite got 10 Oscar nominations. Yes, 10. I expect a similar thing to happen with Poor Things as well. The movie was sitting at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes for a very long time. It has slipped to 98%, but it's clear that the movie is among the very best in almost all of the film festivals and circuits. Movies like these can gather so much momentum and can emerge even as winners if everything falls in place. Emma Stone, who won the Best Actress award for La La Land, is drawing huge praises, and she's absolutely 100% guaranteed to get an Oscar nomination. I also think that she's the frontrunner to win it. There are very few actresses in the business who can command the big screen like Emma Stone, and that does not surprise me one bit, even though it's still very early. There are two supporting actors in Willem Dafoe and Mark Ruffalo who have decent chances of getting nominations as well. It should make the cut in adapted screenplay, while tech nods like cinematography, costume design, makeup and hairstyling and production design are expected as well. As I said, this movie could very well get close to the 10 nominations that The Favourite got, and that makes it among the favorites to actually win the Best Picture category. Before we get into the top 2, here are some honorable mentions. Maestro, directed by Bradley Cooper, The Color Purple, directed by Blitz Bazawule, The Killer, directed by David Fincher, Air, directed by Ben Affleck, Saltburn, directed by Emerald Fennell, Napoleon, directed by Ridley Scott, and Ferrari, directed by Michael Mann. Number 2, Killers of the Flower Moon. Anytime Scorsese makes a movie, it's an event. He just keeps churning out one great movie after another, and Killers of the Flower Moon seems to be no different. This movie and my number 1 are right now the two movies going head to head for the Best Picture win. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, Lily Gladstone, and Brendan Fraser, the plot reads: in the 1920s, members of the Osage Native American tribe of the Osage County, Oklahoma, are murdered after oil is found on their land, and the FBI decides to investigate. The movie deals with one of the most shameful conspiracies in American history, which prompted the rise of the FBI and provides a powerful platform for the voices of a first American tribe. Killers of the Flower Moon is currently sitting at a lofty 97% critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's guaranteed to get nominations in every possible category. Lily Gladstone is aiming to become the first Native American Best Actress nominee ever. This is a 3-hour and 30-minute epic made on a budget of $200 million. Yes, a whopping budget of $200 million. If you are not sold on the prospects of this movie, you are truly living under a rock. Killers of the Flower Moon has actually been a favorite to win the award since the start of the year. But that has changed in recent months due to another little movie that has not only received critical acclaim but also commercial success unlike anything Hollywood has ever seen. Number 1, Oppenheimer. Christopher Nolan's 3-hour historical biopic about the godfather of the atomic bomb, Robert Oppenheimer, is a cinematic achievement. This is the best chance Chris Nolan has to win the Best Director as well the Best Picture Oscar. Cillian Murphy is guaranteed a Best Actor nomination and for me is the front runner to win it. Similarly, Robert Downey Jr. delivered his best performance in decades and is poised to be a favorite for the Best Supporting Actor category. Nolan movies are always a shoe-in the technical categories. Best Adapted Screenplay is a guarantee as well. You name the category and Oppenheimer is in it. What gives it the edge over Killers of the Flower Moon is the fact that Oppenheimer is a box office juggernaut like we have never seen. You might wonder that Barbie made more than Oppenheimer, but let me illustrate a bit on my point. Made on a budget of around $100 million, the movie has crossed $900 million at the box office. It is the second highest R-rated movie just behind The Joker, which was based on the most famous villain in all of the comics. Oppenheimer is the biggest cinematic achievement in recent years. It's based solely on the star power of Christopher Nolan. This movie had no right to cross $500 million, and even that would have been a huge success. But the fact that it came close to $1 billion is nothing short of historic. Yes, Barbie made $1.4 billion, but so did Super Mario Bros. Both are one of the biggest IPs in the world. And I don't want to take any of their successes away. Movies like these keep the theaters open. I believe Killers of the Flower Moon and possibly Poor Things are the only movies that can stop Oppenheimer from winning Best Picture. It is going to be a tight race till the end. Quite often, movies make a late surge, and it's very possible that Oppenheimer loses steam. We will just have to wait and see. If you like the video, please do subscribe the channel. I'm aiming for 100 subscribers by the end of this year, and it would mean a lot if I achieve that. Again, many thanks for watching.